Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Exam Keeper in Dentistry. Today we are going to discuss an important topic from public health dentistry, that is the health education. This topic is very important for various exams, viva and also for community dentistry practice. In this video we will learn definition of health education, aims and objective, principle of health education, barriers in communication, methods of health education and aids used in health education. So stay with me till the end because I will also ask some quick questions to help you remember for the exam. So let's start. So the definition of the health education. So the health education, it is a process by which individual and group of people learn to behave in a manner which is conducive to the promotion and maintenance or restoration of the health. This means the health education helps people learn the healthy habits, it prevents the disease and maintain the good health. For example, if we teach patient about proper toothbrushing, so it is a health education. Also, there is also example in dentistry like teaching children correct brushing techniques, explaining the importance of fluoride toothpaste and educating people about the tobacco hazards. So there is a quick question for you. So what do you think is the main purpose of health education? So your answer will be yes, to change the behavior towards the healthy habits. So there are the aims and objectives of the health education. So what are the aims? So first one is it is encourage people to adapt and sustain the health promoting lifestyle. Second one is to promote the proper use of health service. And third one is it improve the skills and changing the attitude. So here the encourage healthy habits means like brushing twice daily. Promote health service means visiting the dentist regularly, and change attitude means like stopping the tobacco use. Okay, so these are the aims and objectives of health education. Now, what are the principle of health education? So now we will discuss the principle which is very important for the exams. Okay. First one is good human relation. So here the good relationship with people help in communication for the health education. So this diagram shows the good relationship improving the communication. It means if people trust the health worker or dentist, so they will listen carefully. For example, a patient will follow oral hygiene instruction only if they trust the dentist. Okay. Now the second one is leader. So here in this we learn the best from the people whom we respect. So here is the local leaders like village, headman, school, teacher, etc. should be involved during the health education session. Okay. So it means we learn best from the people whom we respect. Examples of leaders like village head, teachers and community leaders. So if they support the health education programs, so people follow them easily. So in this diagram you see this one is village head. Okay. Now the third one is motivation. So in motivation, in every person there is a fundamental desire to learn, and awakening this desire is called motivation. So motivation means creating the interest in people to learn and changing the behavior. Okay. So motivation is contagious. One motivating person may spread motivating through the group. So you can take an example like showing pictures of an oral cancer which is caused by tobacco. It motivates people to stop the tobacco. Okay. So here the primary motive is basic needs are like such as hunger, survival and clothing, and secondary motives are creating by society such as like praise, rewards. Okay. Now the fourth one is participation. So participation means people should actively take part in solving their own health problems. Okay. So encouraging people in identify their own health problems and also developing the solution. So you can take example like instead of only giving a lecture, ask the people what oral health problems do you see in your village. Okay. Then they discuss and find the solution. Now the fifth one is credibility. So here the message should be trustworthy and reliable. So for example, if information comes from the trained dentist or doctor, people should believe it. Now the sixth one is interest. So interest should be, the teaching should be based on people interest and needs. Okay. Now the seventh one is comprehension. So here the message must be easy to understand. So teaching should be within the mental capacity of the audience in the language people understand. So you can use the simple language, local language and clear example. Now the eighth one is known to unknown. So here they start with what people already know, then teach the new concept. Okay. So start where the peoples are from known to unknown, from easy to more difficult. For example, people know sugar causes the tooth decay. Then explain how bacteria producing the acid. Okay. Now the ninth one is learning by doing. So if I hear, I forget. If I see, I remember. If I do, I know. Okay. So simple words showing the brushing technique demonstration help the student learn the better. Now the 10th one is reinforcement. So here the repeating message help the people remember it. So if the message is repeated in different ways, people are more likely to remember it. So you can use here is poster plus lectures plus demonstration together. Okay, for people to remember the message. Okay. Now the 11th one is feedback. So here the health educator should listen to audience response and modify the message. Now the 12th one is setting an example. So one should set an example in thing he is teaching. So here the health educators must practice what they teach. For example, if dentist advising the oral hygiene, so it should also maintain the good oral health. So best method for rural population for awareness of small family norm. Okay. Now the barriers in communication. So communications can sometimes fall due to the barrier. So first one is psychological barrier. So here the emotional disturbance, depression, neurosis or any other psychometric disorder can cause psychological barrier in communication. Okay. Now the second one is physiological barrier. So they include difficulty in self-expression, difficulty in hearing or seeing, difficulty in understanding, etc. when dealing with a spatial group like a deaf, dumb or the blind people. Okay. Now the third one is environmental barriers. So they are due to the excessive noise, difficulty in vision and congestion. Now the fourth one is cultural behavior. So here examples are like habits, belief, custom, attitude, religion. So they are the pattern of behavior which will create in communications barrier. Okay. Now, what are the aids in health education? So, health education use different teaching aids. So, first one is auditory tape, like a tape, radio recorder. Now, the second one is visual aids. Without a projection, we use the chalkboard, posters, charts, flannel group, and which is requiring the projection like slide and film strip. Third one is audio visual aids, like a television, film, slide tape combination. Okay. Now the methods of the health education. So first one is individual approach, include the personal contact like by direct interview, and third one is second one is home visit like for follow up. Okay. Now the second one is intrapersonal communication. So this is the most effective method for motivating people. So it is motivating couple for adapting the family planning process, and there is a loss of interpersonal communication is managed by talent communication. Now the third one is group method. So here first we use lecture. So here lecture is an oral presentation by a qualified person. So information is transferred to a large group in a very short time. Okay. So here should be important points for the lecture. So the group size should be 30 or less, and talk should be less than 20 minutes. So what are the advantages? So first advantage is economical, and it covers the larger group in a very small time, and less preparation and minimum resources. What are the types we can give in the lectures, like a flip charts, and we can use films. Now the second one is seminar. So here is small group discussion guided by a teacher. Okay, so students come together to discuss a specific topic. So it should be class held for an hour or two for a small group of students coming together for discussing and learning a specific topic under the guidance of the teachers. Now the third one is group discussion. So here what is this? Here in group discussion, participation are sitting in a circle and discussing a topic. Okay, so here the aggregation of people interacting in face-to-face situation, it allows the free exchange of ideas and opinions, effective method to changing the health behavior and the attitude. So here what is include? So here what are the roles? So first role of group leader is it initiate the subjects and encouraging everyone to participate and sum up the discussion in the end. Second one is recorder. So its role is to prepare a report on the issues discussed and agreement reached. And third one is group. So what are the features of the group discussion? So it will be 6 to 12 members, and all participation are sitting in a circle like this. Group members may or may not be known to each other. Now the rules of the group discussion. So what are the rules of the group discussion? So here it is, it listen to the others and don't interrupt. express clearly and accept criticism, make relevant marks, and help to reach conclusion. Now the fourth one is panel discussion. So here 4 to 8 experts discuss a topic in front of the audience. So a moderator controls the discussion. In panel discussion, the first one is chairperson and the moderator. So what are the role of the chairperson and moderator? So it introducing the topic briefly and invite the panel speaker to present their views. 4 to 8 qualified persons sit and discuss a problem in front of the large audience. There is a two main discussion. So there is no specific agenda and there is no specific order of speaking and there is no set of speeches. Okay. So what are the advantages of the panel discussion? So it is flexible, spontaneous and better understanding of the various aspects. Now the fifth one is symposium. So symposium means there is a series of the lectures on the one topic. So series of the speeches and the lectures on the specific subject, and each expert present an aspect on the subject briefly and there is no discussion among the symposium member, and in the end audience may raise the question like this. Chairperson make a summary at the end of the entire session and it is a good tool for the integrating teaching. Okay, so in symposium there is a series of the lectures on the one topic. Experts explain the different aspects so audience can ask the question in the end. Now the sixth one is conference. So here it is held on the region, state or the nation level, half day to 1 week in length, and it covers the single topic in depth. So there is a large meeting which is held at regions or the nation level and duration will be half day to 1 week. Okay. Now the seventh one is workshop. So there is a series of the meeting where the participant learns skills with the help of the expert. Okay. So there is a series of the meeting which is usually 4 or more. It is emphasized is to learn a skill individually with the help of the consultants and resources personal, but there is also disadvantages. It needs a lot of baseline groundwork. Now the eighth one is role playing. So it includes the social drama where a situation is acting out and it is best for the school children education. So it is a social drama where situation cannot be expressed in words. So it is dramatized by a group. Either size of the group is 25. So what are the advantages of the role playing? It is used to discussing the social problems and it is useful educating tool for the school children. Okay. Now the ninth one is demonstration. So here it's showing how to perform a procedure step by step. Okay, so plan presentation to show how to perform a procedure. It is carried out step by step before an audience. Principle is learning by doing. Best method of teaching in the urban slums. So for example, like disinfection of the well, oral rehydration solution preparation. So its principle is learning by doing. Now the mass approach and the mass media. So it is used for the large population. For example, like first one is television. So most popular of all the media for the mass education. Second one is internet. So it is one of the fast growing communication medium. Now the third one is newspaper, which is most widely disseminated form of all the medium. Now the fourth one is printed materials. So here we use magazine, pamphlets, booklets, handouts. Fifth one is direct mailing, like a folder, booklet sent directly. Sixth one is poster, which is placed at site where people have some time to spend, like a bus stop, railway station and a hospital. Seventh one is folk mediums, like a drama and the puppet show. So what are the advantages of the mass medium approach? So first one is it is based on local need. It reaching the wider population in a shorter time, so get public attention. It is useful to transmit messages in remote area, more influent in average or below the average educating people. Disadvantages: one-way communication, not affecting in changing establishing behavior. Okay. So student, today we discussed definition of health education, principle of health education, barriers in communications, methods and aids of oral health education. So these points are very important for BDS exams, so revise them properly. If you found this video helpful, like the video, share with your friend and subscribe to Exam Keeper Identity. Thank you for the watching. See you in the next video.